There we go. Hello, hello. I've arrived. Alright, so, it's been a little bit since I've done my whole proper intro here, hasn't it? So, I guess I probably could have prepared a little bit better for this, but yeah. So, it's April now, so we're doing an April update. So I didn't explain at all what that meant, I realize now. So it is a thing that currently only has meaning in my mind, and hopefully will soon have meaning in yours once I explain it. So yes, so I think, if I recall correctly, and a lot of this, I've had a very eventful last few weeks, I will say. Not all of the events being good. Many of them not being good, but I'm not going to go into detail about that. So, I've had a lot on my mind recently, so it's been tricky to get started back into streaming more regularly again. But I do intend to do that. And this is the start of that, ideally. Yeah, I was having some issues with my audio monitoring, so I sound a little bit different to myself than usual right now. Hopefully that isn't a matter of any great concern. Hopefully that is not coming through on the stream. Hopefully everything is just fine. But, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. So yeah. So what I was getting at was back in, March? Last month was March, right? March? Yeah. Back in March, I mentioned that, since I had sort of streaming had just sort of become a routine, and I'd sort of lost sight of my goals and whatnot, with streaming, I decided to, take a step back, take some time to sort of focus more on my art, and develop that, move forward a little bit with that, and hopefully get back on track with regards to streaming and stuff. And so I mentioned that I would potentially every month or potentially every week have a little update where I talked about what I've been working on. And if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that I had absolutely no updates. Absolutely no updates throughout the entire month of March. And none up until now, for this month. So it looks like, since we're rapidly running out of April, this is probably going to be the only update in April. Which is all well and good, I suppose. But yeah, so sort of what I initially committed to. I had a lot of things that I, Actually, you know what? I'm going to, I was planning on doing this a little bit later, but I'm going to start it up now. Just so I can have a thing where I can visually organize my thoughts. But, yeah, we're going to go over to the drawing zone. So yeah, but like I said, my audio setup's been a little bit funky recently. Been a little bit funky in general. My microphone is having some sort of issues. For whatever reason, like the mute button on it doesn't work anymore. I've tried to, uninstall it and reinstall the drivers for it. I've tried downloading drivers manually from the website and such, and nothing really seems to work. So right now we're just kind of dealing with that. And so to compensate for that, I had to adjust my audio setup quite a bit. Or my audio setup in OBS quite a bit. So apologies if things are kind of weird. But yes. Let's see, where was I? Oh yes, drawing. Getting Clip Studio Paint open. I had something else open too, but I've got to close that real quick. Because I don't want to spoil any surprises by accident. But yes. Let's see. I definitely could have been more prepared, but it is what it is. Here's Clip Studio Paint. There it is. That's... doesn't seem quite right, but oh well. I guess it works. Hold on. I should keep the BGM on, because we don't have a game going on right now. The BGM should be on, but it's not on for some reason. Or at least Discord isn't saying that it's on. That's a matter of some concern, perhaps. Oh wait, hold on. No? Yeah, I didn't change my BGM, so I don't know why that's not. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I also don't know why Clip Studio Paint is so small. It really shouldn't be. There we go. But yes. So, I said I was going to do this to help organize my thoughts, and now I realize that now I've gotten off topic and I don't remember what I was thinking about anymore. So, let's try to retrace our steps a little bit. So yes. So, updates. Yes, okay, art practice. So, initially, towards the start of March, I committed to 30 days of practicing every day. And yeah, Clip Studio Paint is definitely a little bit messed up. I'm gonna have to fix that. But we're just gonna have to live with things as they are right now, because I don't want to spend too much time worrying about or fixing things. Because yes, there is much work to be done. We're not playing Risk of Rain 2. Be gone. But yes, there is much to be done. I don't know how much of it I'm going to be doing on this stream and how much of it I'm going to be doing on my own. This will likely, unless I really stretch the topics out, likely be a fairly short stream, but we will see. So, back in March, I committed to a 30 days of drawing basically every day. But yeah, I took at least one day off a week. I allowed myself that. But pardon. Anyway, so one day off a week, but other than that, for the rest of the 6 days a week, I would be drawing. And for the most part, I kept to that. I think I missed 3, maybe 4 days, which is pretty good. Pretty good by my standards, because usually when I commit to something like this, I miss 50% of the days or so. If I even keep up the commitment past the first week. And to be fair, my first week was on point as far as I recall. I didn't keep super close track of this, to be honest. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. I guess that is here and there, because we're talking about it. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's been a very long time since it's been like a month. But it's been... Actually, well, yeah. It's been almost 2 months, I guess, at this point. Just about a week shy of 2 months since I streamed on my own. So it's a bit weird not having other people to sort of bounce ideas off of. But yes. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know, it's an odd feeling, but I'll try to get over it and not dwell on it too much, because again, we have things to do. And I don't know, meandering is just sort of part of the experience here, I guess, so we'll take it as it comes. But yes, so the challenge, the 30-day challenge, was a qualified success. It was acceptable. Not exceptional. But I made it through, and I adhered to it mostly. But yes, so since then, I've started working on concept art for my new model that I'm making. Well, I haven't started making it yet, but I've started concept art. I've started concept art for it, and it's coming along pretty reasonably well. But yes, concept art for new model. Man, my handwriting is less than ideal, but it will work. So, I don't know how legible that is on the stream. It looks pretty small on my screen, but I guess I've just got the preview is kind of small. We'll zoom in a little bit. Maybe we shouldn't, so the shakiness is less evident. Oh well. So, concept art for new model. We've begun that. I've begun that. But yeah, as for things that we haven't begun, that I also mentioned I was going to do, the new overlay assets, or just honestly just new assets in general. Overlays and new assets. And in addition to that, I was also planning on putting out a new EP. More music. And so we're going to take some time to sort of plan a little bit here and sort of discuss sort of what I've been thinking with regards to, you know, going forward and the changes sort of to the visuals, but also sort of I'm potentially weighing some format differences as well. So yes, basically just sort of thinking about what sort of type of content I want to be producing going forward, and the exact way I want to go about producing said content. Because again, sort of the initial idea that I had for this was, you know, not that this would be a purely, you know, game stream, just the stream as a whole, not this specific stream. But, you know, I had the idea that I would also, you know, do art and music, potentially other things. You know, I went to college for video game design. So, ideally, at some point in my life, I would like to make at least one video game. And what better place to do that than on Twitch.tv? But yes. I guess we'll start a new column here. Or not column here, but a new topics. So, more creative endeavors. But yeah, so in addition to the general sort of creative stuff that I discussed earlier, I think I might go and make more content, or not more content, make any content whatsoever, because I haven't done it at all yet. But I might go and make content in sort of I don't know. I was going to start saying things, but then I realized that I haven't really thought about it, so maybe I shouldn't. I don't know if it's necessarily anything that I want to do, or anything that I should do, anything that would I don't know. Should is not a word I should be using here, I don't think. Because there's no content that I should make other than the content that I want to make. So, more creative endeavors, and I guess the best way I can think to describe it is more sort of, I guess, yeah, perhaps pre-recorded content. So, sort of, I guess, yeah, I think I might, like, record it live or something on Twitch, just so that I can, you know, still stream. But, or capture at least some of record some of it on Twitch or something like that. Or maybe not, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. But, yeah, pre-recorded or pre-prepared content. But yeah, so sort of the I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but the I don't know. I always feel like I need to sort of justify changes and justify things in light of things that I've already done. But I don't need to do that, actually. And I don't need to ask for anyone's permission here. I don't need to, yeah. So, I don't know. But I guess if not to, I guess, try and hook this onto something that I've already made arbitrarily, just for the sake of making it not seem, you know, shocking and scandalously new, but just to liken it to something, I guess, for ease of description. I'm thinking more content in the vein of sort of the Destiny lore videos, where I, you know, prepare ahead of time. Whoops, that's not how you spell content. I just realized. But yes, so in the vein of the Destiny lore videos that I did, where I, you know, researched a topic ahead of time, and I, you know, roughly knew what I was going to say, and then I said it, basically. And I didn't stick to the script, insofar as there was a script, very closely. But I hope to do more so in this, I don't know. Because, like, I don't want to say, you know, I'm going to do reviews, or I'm going to do video essays, or anything like that. Because I don't really, I don't know. I don't know. I definitely don't want to do, don't want to do is perhaps a strong term. But I don't plan on doing reviews. And I don't know if I don't know. This is just sort of an idea that I've been musing over, I guess. I don't really have a word or a name for it, or even really an idea of what I would do, per se, which is why I'm hesitant to refer to it as a review or as a video essay or anything of that idea. But I guess there's not really, at least not as far as I'm aware, there isn't really a better term for just having a video where you just have a topic and you talk about it. That's a video essay, I guess. I guess I sort of think of a video essay in terms of, I don't know, just like something that is, I don't know, perhaps more polished than I expect my first one to be. But, you know, video essay, the term, doesn't imply quality at any rate, or any degree of quality, so what? Why does it matter whether or not I call it a video essay just because I don't expect it to be on par with the video essays of people who have spent, you know, years making them? You know. It's always, I always get a little bit nervous when I start, branching out a little bit here. Sit. But yeah. So, I don't want to say video essays necessarily, not because I don't want to do video essays necessarily, but because I don't know that it would necessarily qualify as a video essay. But, you know, I guess, you know, an essay is just, you know, writing about a topic. So a video essay is just talking about a topic. So, yeah, a lot of this is more so to, honestly, most of this is just an excuse to think about things, because I often don't give myself much time to think about things outside of the stream. I'm not a very busy person, but I'm a person who gives myself a lot of busy work. I tend to get distracted by various tasks, and switch between them rapidly, and not really ever, not commit to any of them long enough to get them done properly. So, I don't know, I feel like I've been dunking on myself a whole lot this stream. That was not my intention, I apologize. But yeah, so, I think probably, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll put this in parentheses. Video essays. With a question mark. And so, also, highlights. Not necessarily clips, but sort of more just like it's something that I started a while back, or something that I got the idea to start a while back. But, you know, condensing streams down to to highlights. taking the good bits and cutting out the boring bits, or the less good bits, or whatever else. Just generally, you know, doing whatever post-processing. I'm probably not going to do that super consistently. Honestly, if I put out more than one a month for like the first, I don't know, year or so that I'm doing them, that's probably a pretty good rate of production. Given my almost complete lack of video editing knowledge and my great fear of using video editing software on account of that lack of knowledge. But yeah, so in a similar vein, because I always feel the need to bring this up, and I don't know, I guess I'm not going to really write anything down for this. The Ni no Kuni videos, we're still working on them. It is to my great and ever-present shame that I have yet to edit even one of the Ni no Kuni videos that needs to be edited before I can put them up on the internet again. I have not edited a single one yet. I have not even checked more than like 2 to see if they need editing. So, hopefully, before too much longer, we will finally have the Ni no Kuni VODs back into a, you know, watchable state. And they will be up on the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to look at them and hear them. And all that. I guess, you know, while we're sort of thinking about highlight type content, I might take the opportunity, since I need to edit them anyway, I might take the opportunity to trim them up a little bit, or maybe I won't. Probably I'm going to start, or, well, rather, I did start with one of my Super Mario Bros. VODs, and I never got around to finishing that. I started on stream, but, you know, like I said, outside of streams, I often give myself very little time to work on any given project. And I've been getting a little bit better at that recently, but, alright. Let's see, what else is there to say here? I guess this is sort of covers the sort of immediate future. So like I said, right now, I have been working on concept art for the new model. I'm going to, before too long, start working on overlays and new assets. And beyond that, I also sort of want to expand my sort of my palette of content that I produce. Because yeah, I don't know. I want to make sort of, I don't know if this is the exact word, but like expositional, I want to say. Something like that. Expository. You know, content where I talk about a thing. In short. I want to create content like that. Again, similar to the sort of Destiny 2, or Destiny in general, lore videos that I did. Except, again, more polished, probably actually scripted instead of just writing down talking points. And I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with that necessarily, so maybe I shouldn't have brought it up necessarily, but again, this is a time to think. I need time to think. I wanted to stream, so I might as well use this stream as time to think. So, yes. Where were we? Somewhere, I'm sure. Okay, so, I guess to sort of sum this up, this all, I think I sort of put forward a tentative schedule of, you know, overlays. We'll just put an OV, then overlay, then EP, then new model, and M. But we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about that. It'll be done when it's done. I think probably I'm going to sort of, instead of, you know, rolling this out, I don't know. Essentially what I've been thinking is, rather than the original sort of plan of working on these in a strictly linear fashion, one after the other, and releasing them exactly when they are done, probably what I will do, because I've already been doing it, is I'll work on the new model and the new overlays sort of in tandem. Because yeah, honestly, the aesthetic of one will sort of bleed into the other anyway. I will, work on these in tandem and release them whenever they are done. And the EP will come at a similar time. EP. Yes, the EP will be released when it is ready to be released, basically. I will do whatever work needs to be done to get that out, and I will get that out. But I will prioritize these over it. But I do want to put out a single. Maybe or maybe not something that will be on the EP. But basically I want to just sort of have another song to use around here. Not that I don't love the current BGM, but ideally I would like to have a wide array of songs that I can draw from, and sort of maybe have a playlist that I can play randomly whenever we're doing this, instead of just having the same song loop indefinitely. And of course it doesn't play during gameplay generally, but so this is sort of the what I was more thinking of. And the single could go before the new models come out, or the new model and the overlay comes out, or it might come after, or it might come out at the same time, who knows. But that is going to happen before the EP happens, I do believe. So, the rest of this will happen eventually. Again, I don't know enough about video editing to even know what I don't know about video editing. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to learn. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do any of these things. We're just going to have to wing it a little bit. And that, unfortunately, will just sort of have to be that for the time being. So these new types of content will be ready when they are ready, and they may come out, like I said, pretty. Nope, don't do that. Pretty intermittently. But yes, so that is sort of the plan, the immediate future plan. Now, there was something else I wanted to do here. So, if you have been paying attention, you'll notice that I didn't. I don't know why I'm phrasing it like this. I didn't do like a proper celebration for my anniversary, or really any any milestone that I've reached thus far, to be honest. But the anniversary is the most recent one that I don't know, it's the one that sticks in my mind the most, at least. So I wanted to take some time to sort of reflect upon the year of streaming that we've had so far, and not so much on the streaming that we've done since then. Though granted, every game that we are playing now is a game that we started in the first year, so even though we are in the second year. So yeah, so first of all, we're going to look back on every single game, hopefully, but most of, if not all, the games that I played during this first year of streaming, because there's a fair amount of them, to be honest. Yeah, 38 by my count here. But yeah, so, and this is in the order that they are in playlists on my YouTube channel, because I didn't keep track of exactly when I started and finished each game, so I'm not entirely sure. But in the order that they were presented to me on YouTube, we played Hollow Knight, Slay the Spire, Monster Hunter Rise, Sonic Adventure DX, Minecraft, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Wily Beast and Weakest Creature. I should specify that is a Toho game. Toho, Wily Beast and Weakest Creature. Borderlands, Jamestown, and Jamestown Plus, Guilty Gear Strive, Wonder Wickets, Noita, Borderlands 2, Gunpoint, Momodora, Momodora 2. Actually, did I play Momodora 3? I just realized I've completely forgotten if I played Momodora 3. Huh. Well, I knew I was going to miss at least one thing. I knew I was going to miss at least one thing, but I guess I don't know if I missed that. Hold on. Momodora 3. I've got it installed. But I don't have any... Oh yeah, I've never played it. I've never played it according to Steam, so yeah. So, we didn't play Momodora 3. Good to know. Anyway, Destiny 2, Forsaken, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, Apex Legends, Dab on Darkness, Sakuya Izuyoi gives you advice and dabs, Naitori Kawashiro gives you advice in exchange for cucumbers and then eats the cucumbers. The DLC for Sakuya Izuyoi gives you advice and dabs. CBT with Yuka Kazami. Patchouli Knowledge is Surprised, the DLC for CBT with Yuka Kazami. Save Me, Sakuya-san. Christmas Celebration with Sakuya Izuyoi. Chroma Squad. Conquer the Shadow World. Deep Rock Galactic. Borderlands the pre-sequel. Super Mario Bros. Sanctum 2. Risk of Rain 2. The Legend of Zelda. Borderlands 3. Escape Chasm. Dweller's Empty Path. And Tomato Clinic. And like I said, I'm sure that I've missed at least one game that I played, because, I don't know, I just feel like I have. Oh, I did miss a game. We played, it's one of the streams that, like, doesn't exist anymore, but we played, Cooking Simulator. Yeah, Cooking Simulator. Is that what it's called? Is it Kitchen Simulator? Hold on. Cooking Simulator. Yeah, it's Cooking Simulator. Okay. So yeah, that's another game that we played. That is a VOD that is down and will not go back up ever, I don't think, because I'm pretty sure I lost it. So yes, the first experience with Cooking Simulator will forever be gone, but that's not the worst thing in the world, because it was a pretty, it was kind of an unpleasant stream for me, and it probably wouldn't be very pleasant for you either. But yes, so that is, if I'm counting correctly, 39 whole games, which is a good number. Good number of games played. And of these, we have beaten Hollow Knight, Monster Hunter Rise, Sonic Adventure DX, Touhou, Wily Beast and Weakest Creature, Borderlands, Jamestown, Jamestown Plus, Wonder Wickets, Borderlands 2, Gunpoint, Momodora, Destiny 2, Forsaken. Okay, hold on. I've lost count, I realize now. So, let's do this again. So, Hollow Knight, Monster Hunter Rise, Sonic Adventure DX, Wily Beast and Weakest Creature, Borderlands, Jamestown, Jamestown Plus, Wonder Wickets, Borderlands 2, Gunpoint, Momodora, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Ni no Kuni, Dab on Darkness, Sakuya Izuyoi, Naitori Kawashiro, Yuka Kazami, Patchouli Knowledge, Sakuya-san, Christmas Celebration, Chroma Squad, Conquer the Shadow World, Deep Rock Galactic, Borderlands, Super Mario Bros., Risk of Rain 2, Escape Chasm, Dweller's Empty Path, and Tomato Clinic. Alright, so, assuming my count is accurate, that should be 29 games that we've beaten. So that's pretty good for a year. That's pretty good for me for a year, considering that the rate at which I beat games is generally better expressed as years per game rather than games per year. So yeah, I probably beat more games since in the time from when I first started streaming to my first anniversary of streaming than I did in like the 5, maybe even 10 years before that. So that's pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. I am pretty pleased with that. This isn't necessarily, a number that I, care too much about increasing. But, it's just kind of, I don't know, I felt like it was nice to know. And so beyond that, beyond just mentioning, you know, which games I've played, which games I've beaten, I also wanted to do sort of like almost like a little award show type thing, where we, you know, sort of, I guess, give awards to these games for various reasons. You know, I didn't, you know, put this out to anyone. Didn't put out any polls or anything like that. So, you know, this is entirely me coming up with various categories and then putting games into those categories, which is maybe less of an award show and maybe just sort of a series of descriptions of things. But yes. So, first off, I want to start with thinking about things in terms of I don't know, I want to start out on a very positive note. So, we're going to talk about sort of my favorite experiences during this year of streaming. And most of this will just be, again, games. We'll talk about various games. But yeah, so, let's get started. So, favorite game overall. But yes, favorite game overall, I would say, is Ni no Kuni. I feel like I've misspelled favorite, but I'm pretty sure this is how it's spelled. But yeah, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered. But yeah, maybe we'll circle back around to this. I'm not going to talk about it why it is my favorite until I talk about some of the other sort of highlights, I guess, I don't think. But yeah, Ni no Kuni. Nope. Don't know why I did that. WOTWW. Yeah, got a bit ahead of myself there. I often do that in writing. But yes, and we'll circle back around to this. But yeah, so favorite game in terms of gameplay, I would say is, yeah, best gameplay. Best gameplay, I would say, definitely goes to Hollow Knight. Oops. But yeah, Hollow Knight was a very, very strong start to the channel, I feel like. It was a very good game to get started with. It was very enjoyable. It was, you know, new and novel to me anyway. And it was just kind of exciting. It was challenging. It was beautiful. It was fun. Just really good. It was just a really good game. And I'm glad I started with it. And I'm glad I've beaten it, more or less. There's more to be done in it, of course, and I do intend to get back to it at some point. We don't know when that's going to be, necessarily, but you know. Anyway, best story. This one is going to go to Ni no Kuni. Yes, best story. But yeah, the story of Ni no Kuni is, you know, not sort of a terribly complex, you know, story full of difficult themes and challenging. I don't know. I feel like I'm just sort of mocking a pretentiousness that doesn't exist here when I say that, but you know, it was a good game. It was not a complex story, but it was one that I enjoyed experiencing. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. The characters were a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing the voices and stuff. Can't take a sip here. Sip. But yeah, character voices were a lot of fun. Interactions were a lot of fun. It was full of lots of very good puns that I love. Best music. So yeah, I'm going to give this, and honestly, maybe I shouldn't base this off of just a one single track, but I do want to give this to Chroma Squad purely for the very good Chroma Squad theme, the very good Chroma Squad theme song that is very fun. And for no other reason. I am not even considering any of the other games, even though pretty much almost every game that we've had that we've played has either had very good music or pretty good music. But yeah, purely on the basis of the Chroma Squad theme being just very amusing to me, I'm giving Chroma Squad the best music. I'm giving Chroma Squad the best music award. But yeah, so let's see, any other bests? I don't know, maybe we'll just best graphics, let's say, or best visuals. But yeah, best visuals I will also give to Ni no Kuni, because yeah, not the highest fidelity, the most graphically impressive, but the art style, very good. A lot of the vistas and landscapes were absolutely excellent. We're gonna abbreviate this even further. Just for brevity's sake. But yeah, just a lot of very good, very good. A lot of very good. And so, not just on account of having won most of these best categories, and I can't think of any other bests. Let's see, best gameplay, story, music, visuals. There's probably other categories, but we're not going to dilly or dally too much here. But yeah, so not just on account of having won more categories than any other game, but just in general, Ni no Kuni was my favorite game by a long shot. If I had to give a number 2, I would say, yeah, if we're going to rank this, let's rank a top 3, I guess. So Ni no Kuni was the clear winner just by a long shot. Again, I so much enjoyed doing the character voices. I so much enjoyed the visuals. I so much enjoyed the music. Was, I don't know, it wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Honestly, if it weren't for the slightly jokey answer, but very serious answer, because I will not budge on this. I will not budge on this. If it weren't for that one specific song from Chroma Squad that I love very much, then I definitely would have given the best music to Hollow Knight as well. But yeah, anyway. Where was I? Oh, I just realized another game that we played and beat. Canvas Colors in the Moving City. There we go. I'm writing this down. I started writing these down purely for my own benefit, so I know them. I guess I don't need to stop to write it down again. But yeah, Canvas Colors in the Moving City. That was another game that we played. So yes, I did miss at least one, and that brings us up to a very round 30 games that we beat in this year. If I'm counting right. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Ni no Kuni, very good, basically in every aspect. But yeah, the criticisms, the only real criticisms I have with Ni no Kuni are just the fact that the battle system was a little bit, I feel like it was a little bit clunky. You didn't have a tremendous amount of control over what your party members did. You didn't have because yeah, like, for one thing, in Ni no Kuni, it gives you the ability to, you can control, your actions, and your actions alone at any given time. You can give your allies sort of, tactics, but the tactics are generally fairly straightforward, just like, use, abilities. Don't use abilities. Support. Attack. Defend. Stuff like that. Very sort of straightforward. No sort of, not a tremendous amount of depth, not a tremendous amount of control. Later on, the game gives you the option to, okay, press this button and your party members will all, immediately start being very aggressive, and later on, it gives you... Actually, I don't remember the exact order that it gives you them in. But I think it's like, yeah, first you get the ability to order them to sort of all attack, and then you get the ability to order them to all defend, all support. They will defend and they will support as they are able. But you get both of these pretty... not super late, I guess, but like, it was tens of hours in before I got even the first of those. And you don't get them both at the same time. And again, you know, once you use them, they're on, like, cooldown for a little while. So you can't, like, sort of switch back and forth, quickly. At least not super quickly. Which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, so that was a shortcoming of the battle system, just lack of control. As well as the fact that, like, if you know, are playing a character and you're in the middle of using an ability, and then you switch to another character, your character will immediately cancel the ability that they were using beforehand, that they were charging up. Which really is a real pain. Like, it would have been nice. I feel like it would have remedied a lot of the issues that I had with that game, if I could just, like, queue up an action on one character and then switch to another character, and then start doing whatever as that character, and still expect whatever I did on the first character to actually happen. Because I can't, you know, expect that, and they, you know, generally don't do whatever I was going to do. So, you know, the battle system was very sort of, a lot of the time quite static. Not a lot of, yeah, you had to just sort of stick with one character at a time. You couldn't just, like, switch back and forth dynamically, like I perhaps would have liked to. But yeah, so I guess another shortcoming of the battle system that was mostly a thing in the final battle. So I guess mild Ni no Kuni spoilers, but just the fact that certain abilities that you can use, like, will cancel your allies out of using abilities. Like some spells that you can cast have an animation that will cancel other spells that your allies are using, and the game isn't super clear on what abilities do and what abilities don't cancel out ally casting. Like, it seems to only be abilities that are sort of cinematic, in that they, you know, cut to a different sort of a camera angle, or play like a pre-rendered or not a pre-rendered, maybe pre-rendered, but like play a canned animation or cut to different camera angles or something like that when you use them. Those ones seem to be the only ones that can cancel ally actions, but not all of them cancel ally actions, and I'm not sure what the criteria for what the game allows to, for what actions the game, you know, what abilities will cancel ally actions and what abilities won't, and how the game decides that, or, you know, if it's just on a pretty random, just what was programmed and what wasn't programmed that way. Maybe it was an oversight in some cases or whatever. But yeah, just some minor grievances with the battle system. Those were sort of the only stumbling blocks in Ni no Kuni. Otherwise, it was a very solid, very fun game. Yeah, just a great game to play, and I'm excited to play more like it in the future. Definitely, I've always liked RPGs. I've always liked RPGs, JRPGs in particular, and I'm glad that I guess, I don't know, to a certain extent, I've been wanting to really play through a good long JRPG to sort of see if I can if I sort of will back up my stated preference, and I did. I played through an entire JRPG, and it was fun. I don't know why I felt the need to test my opinions, as though I were expecting myself to lie to myself about what games I like. But I passed, I guess. I passed the test. 2 thumbs up for myself. You can't see them though. But yes. Let's see. So yeah, Ni no Kuni, good. Yeah, now I want to talk a little bit about sort of some of the more disappointing aspects of the year. sort of some lowlights. But yeah, no, I think I'll talk about some lowlights, then I'll get back to some more positive things, because I don't want to, you know, be a downer. But yeah, so let's think. I don't know. I think I guess we'll sort of, maybe we'll just go through. I think I'll just do a worst gameplay, or maybe just a worst game, because I don't. The thing about, like, you know, bad music and bad visuals and bad story is that for me, most of the time they're kind of forgettable. Most of the time when I don't enjoy something, I just sort of forget about it. But, and yeah, you know, there's a lot of games that we played that, you know, basically don't have a story to them. There were some games that we had that don't have music to them, basically. Or very, very limited music. Like, I think most of the Sigyod visual novels that we played had, very limited music to them, if I recall correctly. And, but yeah, I think, yeah, we'll just say, maybe not worst game overall, but I'll talk about sort of some of the lowlights. The low moments. But yeah, so I think the most prominent in my mind of the lowlights is Destiny 2 Forsaken. And not because I didn't enjoy the story, not because I didn't enjoy the gameplay or anything like that, or even that I didn't enjoy the music, though. I don't know, I've never paid a whole lot of attention to the music in Destiny 2 in general. But Destiny 2 Forsaken was a low light for me because it just, I don't know, it was sort of hard to, I don't know, I guess the biggest, and mild spoilers for Destiny 2 Forsaken, which you can't play anymore because it's been removed from the game. But, yeah, mild spoilers for Destiny 2 Forsaken. Yeah, the ending of the story, insofar as we experienced it, was very abrupt. The story started very abruptly as well. Like, I knew, you know, I guess everyone who saw the trailer for it knew that Cayde was gonna die. But, maybe a less mild spoiler. I should be more conscientious of spoilers in the future, but, you know. Anyway. You know, sometimes people say, like, oh, you know, everybody knows this by now. Everybody knows this by now. Why do you worry about spoilers? Because I don't know about these things a lot of the time, you know. Some people, like me, live essentially with their heads under rocks, except only emerging to consume the occasional content. And I consume content at a very slow pace, as evidenced by the years per game. So there's a lot of games and other media that, you know, where story elements or endings and stuff like that are sort of common knowledge for a lot of people. But, you know, just because it's common knowledge doesn't mean it's universal knowledge. Anyway, this has been a tangent. So yeah, Destiny 2 Forsaken, but yeah, killing off of Cayde, happened very abruptly. It started, the campaign started very abruptly and it ended very abruptly. Like, there was more to the story, as I understand it, if you, like, did the Last Wish raid, but, you know, I don't have a raid group, so, I just couldn't experience any of that. So that was pretty disappointing. You know, it ended very abruptly. I felt like I was pretty rushed throughout the game because, you know, the Forsaken was imminently about to be removed from Destiny 2, and I really didn't need to rush necessarily. Honestly, I probably could have, like, found a raid group and, you know, raided with them to get through Last Wish, and even with all that, still had time to, you know, explore whatever was left in the Dreaming City after that. But, yeah, it just sort of, I just didn't really know what to do when it just sort of ended where it did. Like, if it, I don't know, because the thing is, if the story had officially ended, like if the game had just sort of said, okay, we're done now, after the part where the final confrontation with the man who killed Cade, if the story had just ended at that point, it wouldn't have been as disappointing for me. But the game gave me like another quest to like go to the Dreaming City and like talk to, it wasn't Petra, I don't think. Or maybe it was, I don't know. But like we had a very brief glimpse of the Dreaming City. And I don't know, it just, then the game just said, okay, now we're done. We've got all this stuff you gotta do, but you gotta do Last Wish to see it. And, you know, there was also the fact that Destiny 2 Forsaken, like the Dreaming City, like there was sort of a sort of storyline to it, an ongoing sort of a cycle when the game first released, where the city would become like cursed and become less cursed and sort of cycle through that, and like there was sort of a doing stuff in the game could like influence the city in the long term. And I think that like that concluded basically. It got if I recall correctly, at some point a while ago. So even if we had gotten into the Dreaming City and, you know, gotten into it, deep into it, like there still would have been sort of stuff missing. So yeah, Destiny 2 Forsaken was just kind of disappointing because it was like, I don't know. I feel like just Destiny 2 as it stands is not really a good match for the way I like to do my streams. Because I'm very much a, you know, I start a game and I play it through till I reach a whatever level of completion that I'm satisfied with, and then I'm done. And, I don't know, what felt like a good ending point for me, or what seemed like the only, not a good ending point, but what seemed like the only ending point that was available to me, who didn't have a raid group and hasn't done raids in Destiny 2, and, you know, didn't know how to go about starting these things. I just sort of felt like, well, I guess we're just kind of done here when we got to that point in the Dreaming City, or when we got to that point in Forsaken. And so, yeah, I sort of felt like I was stopped rather than choosing to stop. So yeah, so that was Destiny 2 Forsaken. Another lowlight, and this, I feel like this one might come as something of a surprise, but was Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise for me was another sort of low light of the streaming year, for similar reasons, to be honest. I sort of felt like, initially I kind of felt rushed. Not because, you know, not because Capcom was removing Monster Hunter Rise from Monster Hunter Rise, but because Monster Hunter Rise, you know, at the time, you know, a lot of people, it was new. I almost played it, like, the only thing that stopped me from playing it on release day on stream was the fact that I didn't get my, was the fact that I was too late in ordering my capture card. So I simply didn't have it. I simply didn't have it when it came out. The capture card, that is. So I just had to wait a little bit longer for that. I don't know, maybe, I think I might have ordered the game a bit late or something too. Or no, I missed the pre-order for it, or I didn't pre-order it. I think, but yeah, I got it, like, digitally. I got it digitally, so. Anyway. So I sort of felt a certain rush at the start of Monster Hunter Rise, because I wanted to sort of catch up and be able to play alongside some of my peers who were playing the game, my fellow streamers who were playing the game. And, I don't know, I didn't, in short, because I, you know, at that time, I think I was playing the game like 4 to 6 hours a week, and, you know, other people were probably playing the game longer when they streamed it, and also playing the game off stream, which I very rarely did. I didn't never play the game off stream, but I didn't play it off stream very much. I generally sort of try to avoid playing games that I'm streaming off of stream, because I want to, I try to focus on presenting sort of my experiences as they are fresh. That's definitely something I want to get away from, sort of this feeling that, you know, I can't play a game on stream, or I can't like play a game off stream if it's a game that I've also played on stream. And I have to a certain extent. You know, I managed to do manage as though it was some great trial I overcame. But I managed to you know, take some time to practice Super Mario Brothers off stream. I've done some Legend of Zelda practice off stream. I'm gonna have to do more Legend of Zelda practice because I intend to get back to that. I intend to get back to that and beat that in the not too distant future. But yeah. So, it's not something that I've never done, and it's not something that I never will do. In fact, I intend to do it more, playing games off stream a little bit to, you know, if I need to grind stuff and I just don't feel like it would be super interesting, or if I, you know, just want to practice, get more used to the game, off stream, I will do that more. Because yeah, like the thing about my reactions is like, you know, if I feel a certain way about a thing, you know, if I feel strongly enough about it, then probably what will happen is I will remember. I'll remember how I feel when I get around to playing it, you know, the next day or the next few days later when I stream it. Or, you know, I could write it down and sort of have it just sort of in mind we talk about. If I'm worried about sort of, losing the details. And of course, I'm still going to try to avoid, the main thing I was concerned about, and that I will still try to avoid, is making, like, progress off stream, like making story progress off stream. Because, sort of what I was getting at in talking about Destiny 2 Forsaken, I think I started saying this, but I didn't really conclude it, is that I like to start a game on stream, and I like to play through it to a... Oh no, I did say this. But yeah, I like to play through a game to the level of completion that I am satisfied with. And throughout this, I like to keep a sort of continuous narrative, you know. Even if the game doesn't really have a narrative of its own, I like to try and establish and maintain sort of a sense of, you know, this is a story that I am telling and experiencing, and I like to sort of stay wrapped up in it. I like to stay attached to it. So, like, you know, in games with narratives, this, you know, manifests as me just taking time to read story text and flavor text a lot, mission text even sometimes. But yeah, trying to do that, trying to avoid, you know, taking too long of breaks in the middle of games. You know, I've taken a quite long break here in the middle of The Legend of Zelda, but usually I try to avoid going too long without playing a game. Usually I try to, you know, if I start a game, I try not to start other games until I've beaten that one game, except, you know, Thursdays, back when, you know, we were on the 5-day-a-week schedule, were generally the exception, or even before I adopted that schedule. But yeah, Thursdays were generally the exception, because those were days that I specifically set aside as days that I do things other than whatever the game that I'm doing mostly. Or the main game, whatever that is. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the schedule here in a little bit, I think. But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise, again, I felt a little bit rushed, but, you know, I wasn't playing the game all that much as a lot of other people, so not only did I not catch up, or not only did I not keep up, but, you know, since a lot of them started it before me, I also didn't catch up. So I didn't really have, I don't know, I didn't feel like, I didn't want to join other people so much because they'd generally be a lot stronger than me in terms of equipment and such, and so I would, I don't know, I wouldn't be dead weight, but I would, you know, there would be, a lot of the time, you know, we'd be fighting very strong monsters, and I would have a very difficult time of it because I don't have, the armor to withstand their attacks, or the weapons to deal solid damage to them. And, you know, I survive a couple of those hunts, I can make some pretty good armor and weapons and stuff like that, but then it sort of breaks sort of the sense of continuity or progression that I have, you know. I try to I try to avoid, it's not like I'm sequence breaking or anything. The game, allows me to do this. It's not, I'm not, bypassing any sort of, a intended sequence of events by sort of, skipping ahead in, multiplayer content and then taking that, the power I gained from that into single player or anything. But, I like to, I like to have a certain, a certain sort of progression like this. I fight a monster, I get its equipment, I, fight the next monster that the story directs me to, and so on and so forth. And, I don't want to sort of, go and get, like, a high rank or just high, low rank, equipment, and then go back to earlier in low rank and just sort of steamroll it. I want to have sort of the experience, an experience like, building up from the bottom to, whatever the, to completion. And, this is not it's not a bad thing, I don't think, to, want to have, or even, not even just to want to have, but to get, like, play the multiplayer and get powerful gear and then sort of, blaze through the single player or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not the way that I like to play. Again, I like to have a sort of a fresh experience, if that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to me, at least. So, apologies if it doesn't as much to you. Yeah, I like to have a sort of fresh experience. I like to have sort of a narrative that is consistent with sort of the narrative of the game, I guess. I want to avoid sort of a sense of ludonarrative dissonance, as they say. That's it. But yeah, encountering monsters before the story introduces them, stuff like that, is I try to avoid that. And so yeah, so since I couldn't, I couldn't commit to satisfying my urge to playing the game with other people, and I didn't really commit to my urge to play the game at my own pace, to my own satisfaction. I was just kind of left in the middle, with a mildly disappointing playthrough. Because yeah, there's definitely more to the story. I wasn't really satisfied with where I left it when I finished it, but I sort of I had gotten the feeling that, okay, I'm playing this game at the place that and I wasn't even playing it at a super fast pace, but I had it in the back of my mind that I need to make this constant forward progress in order to catch up with and maintain pace with others. Honestly, mostly just on a theoretical level, because I wasn't directly comparing myself to anyone, but I felt like when I wasn't going fast, I felt like I was going too slow, and when I didn't really want to go fast because I didn't want to rush. So I didn't find a pace that, or I didn't commit to a pace. So I just was left in the middle of the two extremes, and not really. I didn't have the joy of playing the game, in tandem with friends, and I didn't have the satisfaction of playing the game in the way that I like to play games on this channel generally. So I sort of rather abruptly just decided, okay, we beat Magnamalo, we're done. Even though there was a pretty significant amount more content to experience even at that point, I'm sure. And, updates have added even more, and the DLC is coming out at some point. I don't know when, actually, come to think of it. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't want to get too down, so we'll probably gloss over a few more lowlights. I'm not going to write any more down. I think, Borderlands, the original Borderlands, I guess it was Game of the Year edition, so not the original. But yeah, Borderlands 1, very rough in a lot of places. It was challenging to play and not in a good way. I don't know, there's a part of me that sort of wants to play it again, just because I feel like, surely this was a fluke or something, that the game was so unstable and sort of rough around the edges. There's a part of my instinct that says, surely if we play it again, it will be better. But I don't know if that part of me is to be trusted. Let's see. Other than that, I don't know. Let's get back to more positive topics. Let's think. Or, I don't know, maybe not necessarily positive, but at least non-negative. Oops. Actually, we'll start with a positive. So, most surprising. And when I say most surprising, I mean a game that, the game that exceeded my expectations. In fact, let's write that down, because that makes more sense. Exceeded expectations. So, sort of the game that I feel like that I can't think of a way to express this that makes sense, but like, was where the difference between how good it was and how good I expected it to be was the largest. In a good way. But yeah, exceeded expectations. And I would say, this one's a little bit harder, but I think probably the game that I was most pleasantly surprised at was Super Mario Brothers. I did, I don't know. It's either Super Mario Brothers or it is, this isn't how you spell super. But yeah, Super Mario Brothers, SMB. I was going to say, Legend of Zelda, but I'm going to reserve my judgment on that game. I played through most of it, but I'm going to reserve any real judgment on it until I've beaten it to my satisfaction. I have beaten Super Mario Brothers to my satisfaction, though. So yeah, Super Mario Brothers, I don't know, just in general, the NES games that I've played on stream, I sort of went into them sort of expecting these to sort of feel like, relics, to feel like artifacts more than they would be, genuinely fun experiences. I expected them to sort of be like, this is an interesting sort of historical landmark. This is an interesting thing to think about, reflect on this game and its influence on gaming, the gaming industry, and just sort of how games are nowadays. But like, it was fun. It was a good game. It was a good game, and I kind of didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Super Mario Brothers was still very challenging, frustrating at times even, for me, but it was good, generally speaking, and it was very satisfying to beat. And The Legend of Zelda has also exceeded my expectations by a lot. Again, if I weren't specifically avoiding putting it on this list anywhere or under any of these categories just in terms of because I haven't beaten it yet, then I would probably put it here, because I definitely expected it to be a lot more confusing, a lot more cryptic, and the messages and hints and all that to be a lot less intelligible than they ended up being, but they've been pretty decently understandable, and they've been pretty decently good. And yeah, I don't know, I've enjoyed the game a lot. I expect to enjoy it more, Wizzrobes notwithstanding, but let's see. Oh, there was one other category that I was going to say. I can't think of it now. I think we can leave it here. We've gotten a lot of categories. So yeah, I guess that will be that. So, Yeah, I think we'll take it back to the studio now. We'll just go back to the studio and, here we go. We'll take it back to the studio because I am planning on wrapping up here. Because, yeah, we've been at this for longer than I expected, to be honest. But yeah, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about sort of the plans. So, like I said, Legend of Zelda, next on the agenda. We're going to beat that, and then we'll move on to other things. So beyond that, of course, we're going to continue the collabs. I, didn't stop them even when I stopped all the other streams, so now that I'm going to stream again, somewhat more normally, I'm certainly not going to stop the collab. I don't know if I'm going to start The Legend of Zelda tomorrow, because again, we're sort of late game, and I'm pretty rusty from not having played the game in like a month. Almost 2 months here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it would have been, because last time we played it was early March. First week of March, I think it would have been. Yeah. First or second week of March. It could not have been earlier than March 7th. But I don't think it was March 7th. But yeah, it was either March 4th or March 7th. Either way, it was definitely a full month, by the time of April, 7th. Anyway, in short, it's been over a month, and just about a little over a week shy of being definitely 2 months. So, I expect to be very rusty, with regards to The Legend of Zelda, and I feel like that is a just very bad circumstance, to be in when we get into, back into the 7th dungeon, nearly the end of the game. In a dungeon that was already giving me so much difficulty that I spent, multiple, days attempting it with, making very little headway. So yes. Not going to start The Legend of Zelda right away. I don't know, I think I said I was going to, but I don't know for sure if I'm going to commit to now, streaming again tomorrow. We're still going to refrain from putting out schedules for the immediate future. Just because I want to have more flexibility. So if I do want to pour more time into, the assets and the overlays and the models and all that, if I do want to pour more time into that, I can pour more time into that and just have that open. And even if I do put out a schedule, I can always change my mind. It's not like I am bound by a contract or something. But yeah, I don't want to say one thing and then do another, in short. And so, to avoid doing that, I'm going to avoid putting out a schedule for the time being. So yes, what else was I saying? So yes, Legend of Zelda, we're going to start playing that again, at least once a week, possibly more. We're going to stream 3 times a week or so, give or take, depending, again, on whether what I work on, and, all that. Yeah. The Collabletionist collab, Borderlands 3, will continue. From the sounds of things, or I don't know why I said from the sounds of things, as though I'm a news reporter reporting on this and not an active participant in it who can voice opinions about it, and who has, spoken directly to the people who are also involved in it. But yeah, the Borderlands 3 collab, as I understand it, we are currently planning on playing through Borderlands 3 again. We're going to do a, I don't remember what the mode is called, but the True Vault Hunter mode or whatever. I think that's what it's called in earlier games. I don't know if it's the same in 3. But playing through it on a higher difficulty once we've beaten it here. But yeah, I understand that is the plan. But yeah, I don't know at this point if we're necessarily planning on playing through Wonderlands and all that. I guess I could, ask. And probably I will at some point, but you know. Anyway, Borderlands 3 is going to continue until such time as it is done, however long that takes and however many times we play it. But, let's see, Borderlands 3, Legend of Zelda, there's going to be another project. I don't know. Basically, I'm going to be starting another playthrough here in a little bit here. And that's all you're going to hear about it for right now, because I don't know. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. I'm not going to say any more. So, let's see. Anything else? I guess that's pretty much it. And, you know, yeah, we're not too short on time, I guess, here. Or, yeah, this stream was not as short as I was expecting it to be, in short. I cracked myself up. But yeah, anyway. So, that is things. Again, I don't really have a timeline or anything. I don't want to commit to a specific schedule. I don't want to commit to, okay, by this time we'll have this done. Other than to say, I hope with all my heart that I will have the thing. I hope that I'll have the new model and the overlays and all that. You know what? I'm not going to say I hope. I plan. I plan to, and I'm going to the best of my ability and to the best of my knowledge. But I'm going to plan to and endeavor to work to make happen. This is becoming increasingly incomprehensible. But yeah, I'm going to plan on having it done before my next anniversary, in short. That feels like a long way away, but if I'm not careful, it'll be it won't be a long ways away for very long. So, yeah, I don't know what else is there to say. Not a whole lot. So, no schedule again. We're going to be starting a new playthrough next week. We will talk about that more when the time approaches. Yeah, we're going to be continuing Legend of Zelda. We're going to aim to play, do 3 streams a week. 3 streams a week. And, yeah, I guess that will be that for the time being. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, Metroid. Because yeah, I mentioned that I was planning on playing Metroid immediately after The Legend of Zelda. I don't know, I think I might hold off on that, or I might not, who knows. We'll see how I'm feeling after The Legend of Zelda, but, yeah. That's all we've got to say for right now, I suppose. So, let us get underway with a raid. And tonight, I think we're going to go and drop by a good old friend of the stream. The raid message thing didn't pop up properly last time, so hopefully it will this time, and if it doesn't, well, oh well. But yeah, anyway, tonight we are going to go and we are going to raid, oh, okay, yes, it did pop up. But yeah, so we're going to raid good friend Cole M the Golem. Probably don't need to stress it specifically like that, but you know, Colem the Golem. But yes, they are a coal golem VTuber. They own a coal mine that is inhabited by a number of their employees, the Ursa Miners. I'm sure they'll tell you more about that when we get there. But yes, the raid message is, as always, we have arrived. So yeah, that is all that was needed to be said here, I suppose. So, thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you have had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night. And I hope that you will be well the next time I see you. Thank you all so much, once again, and let us get this raid underway. Farewell.